Most of you watching this will have just have gone back to school. I know, guys, it's a travesty. But to celebrate, or is that the right word? To mark the occasion, I'm going to be building a middle school today. Basically, the one between preschool and high school, I think. Honestly, I don't know the American school system. I'm from England. I just eat tea and scones all day. And of course, I'm dressed up as Principal Reese's. So we'll name the plot Middle School Hi. Let's do this! So I don't know what this desk was. I just thought of doing something a bit different. But I am actually going to keep all this stuff because I think that's actually quite a nice colour scheme for the classroom. Unlike normal, I actually don't really have any inspiration pictures today. I sort of just woke up. It's only 8 AM. I just rolled out of bed and thought, let's make a school. So all I know is that I want the front to be very prominent. I want a big sticky outy front like this. And you're noticing I'm making it very far back. That's because, of course, we need lots of space for all of the teachers to park. And then I'm thinking about having it very modern. So it's actually going to be a flat wall, but from the outside it won't look flat, which probably doesn't make much sense at this hour, but you'll see. Oh, wow. No, this is this is it. End of video. That's a gorgeous layout. Done. No, of course I'm joking. This just looks like Batman's iconic logo. Next up, we're going to be heading into basic shapes. And this is where it's really going to be becoming an interesting build. It's going to be sort of like a modern pod. So first things first, we're going to make a basic column that goes up to the roof. I feel bad calling it basic. Like, that's still rude.
You're basic.
What the hell is that noise? I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that on the camera. My neighbour's dog sounds like a whale. Anyway, just next to this, we're actually going to be putting a thicker, more blobby one. And then we're going to do the same on this side. And as for this middle part here, I have absolutely no idea what to do. Part of me, though, does think I should be using these pillars. So I guess I did know what to do all along. Now, before you come at me for this colour scheme, I'm obviously going to be changing this. And part of me thinks even that is like, that's not enough for today. Today is meant to be the special back to school day. No, but honestly, I just want to say back to school day is actually the one thing I miss about school. Like going back to school era where you'd get all of your stationery. Oh, that was a time to be alive. But there we go. This is the design. It's interesting, but I quite like it. So let's go copy that on the other side. So there we have it. I've now officially built 2 radiators is what this actually looks like. So to sort of neaten up this top, because right now it looks like we have a bunch of stepping stone leading to Wizards of Waverly Place. So the roof is going to look a little bland at first. I'm not actually going to lie to you. The front is actually going to come out a little bit. And then we're actually going to have a 3rd story. But you weren't expecting me to pull that out. But of course it is going to be a fake 3rd story. It's basically just going to be a bunch of blocks like that, which again looks a little strange right now. But once we've put on our roofs, I actually like this. It's very unique. It's got its own style to it. However, I am slightly regretting not colouring these pillars before I copy and pasted them 100 times. So I suppose that is what we should get to next, the colour scheme. For the front, I'm actually feeling a grey brick, even though we can't see it right now, but literally only on this front wall here. And then the rest, kind of like, what is that thing called?
1 hour later!
And it doesn't even begin with an M. It's terracotta. Basically, I was just saying this looks a bit like terracotta, except it doesn't even, now I'm looking at it. But I do absolutely love this white concrete already. Now, part of me thinks the roof should be slightly different, maybe medium stone grey. And as I say, we cannot forget about these little lollipops up here. Finally, what shall we do these as? Shall we make them also concrete? Or my other option was a lovely linen plank, just to sort of add that little bit of spruce to the build. Also, complete random side note, go sub to the 2nd channel, guys. I'm posting on there so much these days, and I don't want you to miss any of it. Honestly, it's so fun over there. Oh, baby, would you look at my school? She's gorgeous. I mean, I don't know what this actually is meant to be on the top here. Maybe it's where we can trap all the detention kids. Now, also, do not look at this build from the side. Do not look at this build from the back. You're not going to like what you see. I mean, I will at least have the decency to colour the back of the build. As for this big drive up then, I can't actually remember what it's like at school. That makes it sound like I was at school age ago, guys. I was literally out of school 3 months ago. Well, we call it college in England. But I was thinking we can have the parking along the side.
What is that?
I thought that was like a fly on my screen. It's a butterfly. Anyway, I was thinking we could have the parking either side, like this. And then I quite like matching my concrete to the Bloxburg concrete. I think it's actually a look. And of course, there has to be lots of pedestrian pathways at a school. Look at my big word, pedestrian, which I'm pretty sure we all know what that means. But if you don't, it basically means people who are walking. And if you're wondering what these are going to be, they're going to be a bike rack. No, I didn't plan that. Yes, I just thought of it on the spot. yes, it's the best idea I've ever heard of. Oh my gosh, imagine a moped one. We could open up our own pizza planet. And actually, no, I'm not going to be boring. We're going to make each one a cute colour. I love that. It's sort of a grand salute as you walk up to the hell that is school. No, I'm not going to lie, guys. I was actually one of those people who loved school. Don't get me wrong, I was no teacher's pet or anything, but I just really enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy the schoolwork and homework and stuff, but actually being with my friends and learning, it was quite fun. So if you're ever feeling really bored at school, just try and make out like it's some really fun thing. And honestly, it can help. So the other thing that I've noticed, which you guys are probably noticing as well, there's literally no lights around here. So we're going to be using these modern sleek lights. This is obviously a very modern school. And then as for these ones here, we're actually going to get to use hidden lights, which to be fair, I'm happy about because you don't need your lights being up in everyone's business, letting you know where they are. And that's fixed the problem at the top, but not at the bottom. So we're then going to run these down at the bottom. And there we go. Now we actually have a little bit of light on the subject. These indents here are obviously going to be windows because I've just realized we have gone, I don't even know, probably about 5 minutes into this video and we still haven't even added a window. School isn't actually meant to be a prison cell. Now, is it just me? But that is so annoying how it's slightly uneven. No, I can't live with that. I cannot live with that. I think what I'm gonna have to do is like extend it 1 or 2 so that all of the glass is hidden. There we go. And oh great heavens, what's going on over here? Why isn't it working over here? Don't tell me I've done this uneven because I know for a fact I haven't. I'm just gonna be a little bit sneaky and do that. How would they know? No one's gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know. How would they know?
And again, guys, I'm sorry, there's so many noises in the background today. That is now rain. Listen. Can you hear that? I feel like I'm in the Amazon rainforest. I'm just in my house. As for the front doors, I actually saw a comment on when I built a school yonks ago. Somebody said, don't use the sliding door because what school can afford that? And you're so right. I mean, I don't know why school's on such a budget, but then again, I'm not the Prime Minister. And there we go. That has actually taken quite a long time, but sometimes you need to take a long time to make a good build. Now, I'm still not 100% sold on this upstairs bit. I'm not actually going to lie to you. I think these ones, they're throwing me off. These ones with like 1 pillar on, we're going to get rid of these ones, and I think I'm actually going to put windows there. Who would have thought it? We're actually being super fraudulent now because, you know, obviously this is not at all a room.
You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
But top tip for when you do this, actually colour the inside like a nice warm colour. And then, of course, add some warm lights as well. Now, just before we go inside of my brand new school, I feel like we should be adding some parking lot spaces. And oh God, we all know what I'm going to have to do here. The classic yellow. I don't know how many of you guys are probably going to be able to drive, but if you can drive, these are the most annoying things ever. You just want to park outside your friend's house, and then these little yellow X's are like, no. No. And let's check. How many cars do I have? Not many. Oh, God. I hardly have any. But I know where a lot of them are, guys. Don't fear. Don't fear. I mean, obviously, I'm adding this mum car because what is more like a teacher car than this? And who else used to love going and looking at their teachers' cars? Some of my teachers' cars had like 100k BMWs. I was like, what are you getting paid here?
I'm going to show you how to get in and out of a supercar whilst wearing a pair of high heels.
Now, I'm actually just going to go and steal a bunch of these cars from Holiday House. And I'm sorry, there's just something so important to me about having cars. I simply just had to be adding these cars because otherwise my school is going to look like a failure. And of course, the final step of a Reese's exterior is my little fences. Well, I say the final step, you know me, that is never true. It's never the final step. I also wanted to add some stepping stones here, which are invisible at the moment. But I'm just going to put it on large grid. I just boop, boop, boop. Just add a little bit of extra detail there. And this actually is finally now. We're going to add some bushes and trees. And part of me had a crazy idea. Maybe instead of bushes in these tall ones, we could actually put a birch tree. But I actually like that. No, why am I actually insane? And I'd say that is an absolutely slay exterior. Let's just wipe my little lady out the way. Go stand over here, please. We don't want you in there anymore until it's been renovated, okay, doll? So as we head inside now, it's big in here. It's so big. So what I know I want is corridors along the back. So the downstairs and upstairs are going to be exactly the same. It's going to be like this. And basically that means we're going to be able to have double the amount of classroom because of course we can just put a line through the middle. Now, as for the stairs, what are we to do about the staircase, guys? To be fair, I'd say this is probably the most realistic stair to a school. And I actually got to think, what kind of floor did my school have? Honestly, it kind of had blue tiles like this. Now, I'm all for being realistic, but do we really want that as our floor? Should we try it? Ah, that looks so real. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. And the other thing that every school has is it has multiple staircases. Honestly, it's like a mansion. And I used to, God, this is so embarrassing. When I was waiting for like my friend in detention or something, I used to walk around the school and pretend it was my mansion and I was doing a house tour. Because honestly, you can just walk down this massive corridor and honestly, it feels like you're in a California mansion. Now, if you're wondering why I'm colouring all these walls so early on, it's because basically they're all connected. I haven't left build mode yet, which basically means, as you can see, all of these walls are connected, so it's very easy to place the wall trims. And then to finish that off, I think we should have these pillars in here, but obviously we're going to make them thinner because these are so chunky. And oh God, I'm so thick. What was I thinking putting stairs like that? Where are you gonna go from there? You know what? We'll have one blimmin' pair of stairs. So I guess we should start. How dark is it when we walk in? Oh my God. No, this is like a horror film. We need to put lights in here immediately. Technically, we are gonna need a chandelier because that's the only thing that will fill this space. But it's not like a luxury one. I think this is a very sensible choice. Now, in schools, they didn't really have commercial doors, to be honest. They're kind of these ones, aren't they? That was literally the doors. And of course, I'm gonna be doubling them up so they actually look like a big double door. And I think I'm actually going to start with the classroom. So I'm just rearranging these windows slightly and I'm just going to see, does that look good? I love it. I love that. So what should we start off with first? Maths class, maybe? English class? Art class? So these are the desks. Obviously, I pre-built this off camera. I don't actually know why I did that. But all I've put on here is some plain papers and pencils. Now, as for the chairs, it's going to be all silly with me, isn't it? I should have placed these one by one. Look at it. And the one thing about having these tables so close together is if the teacher or the teaching assistant went to help someone next to you or behind you, all you would have is their bum slashed in your face, or worse, their coffee breath breathing down your throat. Don't lie, we've all experienced it, but this looks very nice, actually.
It's unusual.
Now, as for the paintings, the decals in this are going to be very important. So I'm actually going to make a big effort at the end to go around and change all of these to be school-related things. But for now, we're just going to make them kind of small in this room. And then here is the teacher's desk. Now, I'm not going to lie, every teacher literally had some computer from the 1980s. Like, they literally never updated the school computers. However, I'm going to take it upon myself to actually update them today. Oh yeah, we're getting an eye slim. Sounds like an eye infection. It's not. It's the newest computer in town. And then we don't have filing cabinets. I don't think so. No, we don't have them. What we do have is lockers, which is not spelled like that. So I was thinking we could have some teachers' filing cabinets at the back here because, of course, this is where they kept like marking and things like that. And then it's not actually that unrealistic to add some plant pots. Now, if you're a real OG of the channel, and I'm talking like over a year ago, you might remember I used to do role plays all the time on this channel. If you were there back in the day, comment down below because I will give you like a cookie or something because that is very impressive. And just next to maths, we need to have the art classroom. We need something fun and fresh after you've had a boring maths session. And oh look, you see what I mean now about the walls connecting. We can now officially exit build mode. Not because we've done building, no. But now, as you can see, the walls are separated. And art teachers' desks, I was actually so jealous of them. They're like whole kitchen islands. And honestly, so are the tables. So in here, we're going to make the tables like high up stools. Now, art class is definitely going to be having some plants. And they're not going to be all boring and musky brown. They're going to be bright yellow. I loved art class. Honestly, art class just makes me think of Miss Honey from what's it called? Matilda. Not me forgetting the name of Matilda. I'm sorry. And one thing Bloxburg has actually failed to add is a painting palette. So they're sort of a little like this in shape. And normally they have like a little bit of a corner bit too. So we'll add that in also. And of course, they're made of planks. Oh God, I'm stuck. So we're going to make it these linen planks. Please look nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. It looks a bit like a speech bubble. And then on top of this, you can probably guess what I'm going to do. Oh my God, what is going on with this game today? It's going crazy with me. Also, I have another little thing to tell you guys. I went to the cinema the other day for the first time in literally years. And I watched the film It Ends With Us. Now, I'm going to say, I think it's like a 16 or something. So, you know, ask your parents first. But it's actually quite a good film. So if you're looking for a film that's on in your cinemas in a moment, it's called It Ends With Us. But oh my gosh, I actually think that looks like such a good painting, Axel. And this should be, yes, fully copy and paste, but $2,000. My art teacher really weren't lying when she said the art supplies have gone up. Now, I just think it was so weird when my art teacher would go on the computer because I was so used to her just being like this candid woman who would just stand around drinking coffee and going, oh, very nice.
Nice.
Now, I'm not actually going to have a bunch of easels like you might think with all of these around. We're actually going to have these at the back of the class because is it just me, those people who took art for GCSE or something, all of their art would be along the back of the class. Sorry, they actually hired Picasso and Mozart in my school. Like, some of these people's art was unbelievable. Anyway, the desks, as I said, are going to be very high and they're going to be console tables because this was what it was like in art class. And these stools are actually perfect. Was it just me, or when you guys had last period, did you have to stack all the chairs as well? Oh, that was so annoying when we had to do that. Anyway, we'll put some pencils and pens on these tables. And I don't know what we're going to be doing today. Oh yeah, I'm going to put some plain paper. I love this. It looks like such a community room where the community would just thrive. And since we're in a side part of the school now, we can actually sort of take advantage of these windows and maybe add a few more. Not too crazy, maybe just a couple on the corner like that. So since I'm kind of getting hungry now, 'cause not gonna lie guys, almost 10 a.m. now, and I still haven't eaten. And honestly, I'm probably gonna have to order breakfast or something because I don't think I even have any food.
Nobody asked.
Anyway, the cafeteria is going to be so simple. It's literally just these tables. Now, I'm actually having to think. Okay, I remember now. I'm actually going to change this kitchen because we obviously need the cash till. I was just thinking back to my canteen, and I remember they had a little cash till. And I'm sorry, my dinner lady who was sat on the little cash till bit, she was so nice. Even if you literally didn't have any money in your account, she just let you go overdrawn every time. Like, you'd just be like, oh, sorry, like my mum's topping it up, and then they'd just be like, okay. Now, don't worry, I wasn't a little scammer. I would always actually go and top it up afterwards. We're basically just gonna add 3 openings, 1 for each course. So when I say course, it's not a free course, it's Gordon Ramsay meal like I actually had the other day. Oh, it's delicious. It's gonna be like drink, main, pudding. That's sort of how they do it, isn't it? And then I'm actually just gonna add stacks of trays, you know, because it's so much easier. And actually, I went into the school kitchen one day. So I think we've all done it. I think we've all been into the school kitchen, haven't we? Like, I didn't sneak in or anything suspicious like that. I think actually what it was, I think our PE class had to like go through the kitchen. I don't know why. There was just a bunch of us sweating going through the kitchen, which, coming to think of it, not that hygienic. But here we go. This is the canteen. It looks so basic. And if you think, well, where's the ketchup? Ketchup? You think you're getting more than a sachet? No way, you're getting a whole bottle. Now, the next step is doing these hallways, which are essentially just going to be filled with lockers. And I've just realized how expensive these are. $650 per locker. Now, I have agreed to add a little library area. Now, you might be wondering, I was thinking we could add some chairs here, and then, you guessed it, some bookcases. Now, I actually had a dream about these ones. Why did I forget about these? These are so cute, and they're giving school, aren't they? I mean, they're kind of giving primary school, not gonna lie. And God, forgot lights down here. That is terrifying.
12 seconds later.
As we move into this main entry then, just before we go to the assembly hall, I was thinking this is where we could have like the ridiculously large cheerleader posters. And then I guess we should actually add a reception desk as well. And oh God, I don't want to buy another one of these, but I'm too lazy, so I'm just going to do it. And sorry, this floor has actually worked out so nicely. I'm so glad I used this. Now up here, I've actually made another room because I forgot I wanted this to be the principal's office. And if you're wondering, this is what the downstairs end up looking like, but obviously we're going to go see it on the tour anyway. But as we go up to the principal's office, basically I always loved the idea that you could look into the principal's office. I thought it was awesome. Of course, we have to add blinds for privacy. And you know what, guys, one of my biggest regrets of builds that I've deleted is my original school from all those roleplay videos. I don't know why I deleted that. It was literally my favorite build ever, and now it's gone. I wish Bloxburg would add like an update or something where you could retrieve lost builds, but I don't think they'll ever be able to do that, to be fair. So in the principal's office, again, I've been sent here before, guys. And this video is making me sound really naughty, like friends in detention, principal's office, sneaking into the kitchens. Well, I wasn't naughty when I like grew up at school. Obviously, everyone was a bit naughty in their younger years. But basically, why I got sent to the principal's office is I'd actually just been sent out of class, you know, just a little thing. I'd probably been talking or something like that. Then the head teacher, which is the principal, by the way, he comes walking past and he's like, why are you out here? I'm like, I got sent out. And he's like, come with me to my office. I'm like, what? I was just literally sent out for talking or something. Now you're taking me to the principal's office. His office was massive, mate. He had like a separate office coming off it for his private secretary. I was like, are you the Queen of England? But anyway, this is probably where parents will be coming if their kid has misbehaved. But that's the principal's office. Absolutely love it. It's a bit bright in there, but the brighter, the better. Now I have decided this room here is going to be an English room, and it's going to have a similar layout to the maths room. The only difference is you're actually going to be sat on a bench instead. Now don't get me wrong. They're going to be pretty nice modern benches. And actually, I need to make sure these are facing forward. And before we go and do the final room, which is going to be the music room, I'm so excited for that, we are going to need to do the toilets. So it's basically going to be what you'd expect, just 3 little cubicles. So for this final music room, I think we should really open it up with the windows. We're not going to have too many tables. We will have a few, which are actually going to be round and a little bit more trendy. Yes, I like the sound of that, trendy. Music class was always so fun, and the music teachers were always so crazy. My music teacher was actually insane, but I loved him. I don't think we have many music items. We could put our music trophy, but I mean, it's very expensive, but let's just risk it for a biscuit. So let's actually head into instruments. And what do we have in here? I mean, we probably should have done something like this here, where we could just have the piano in the wall. I mean, maybe we still can, because as you can see, if you place them like this, it just looks like they're a keyboard. Look, that is sick. I'll add some guitars and stuff. Love it. Now, I have just realized that is not even the last room. We have the blimmin' assembly hall to do. We're not even going to be using basic shapes for the stage. We're going to be actually using a roof. So for the actual speaking podium, we're going to go like this. Wow, that's very thin. Wow.
Wait a damn minute.
And I can't even chunking it up. Do you know what? Let's just have it as ultra thin. She'd be on a diet. She'd been visiting Slender Man. And I've just had the most perfect idea, guys. You know how earlier I was talking about how we had to fold up our chairs at the end of lesson? If I ever had PE first period, we'd have to help put all the chairs away, and they were these folding chairs. So I'm going to add all of these as our assembly chairs. And with that sea of chairs, the school is done. Well, almost. I need to change these paintings. Good afternoon, class, and welcome to True Reese's High. Yes, I know a bit of a generic name. I do know that. Here we are outside of the building, though, which is looking stunning. If anything, it actually looks a bit too busy inside. But this plot value is at $796,000, which is so much more than I thought it would be. But bear in mind, look how many cars we have, to be fair. That's probably making up about half of the value. Whoever the architect was for this build just needs to be applauded immediately. I just don't know who it was, but they must be very attractive blonde. Anyway, as we actually go inside, because obviously all we've got out here is bikes and cars. I mean, we could go do our paper round quick. Woo! Or throw something in the trash, or, you know, call someone trash and then put them in it. I'm joking. Let's go through the front doors, and as you can see, we're immediately overwhelmed by advertising. We got football tryouts, we got cheer tryouts, we got cheer squad. We've also got reception. Hello, Mindy.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to senior year.
Wait, I thought this was a middle school. To the left, we have the assembly hall, which we just did. Now, this is so many chairs. There must be about $50,000 worth of chairs. I'm not even joking. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe $10,000. But this is where I'd speak and do all of my talking to the school. Hello, yes. And you can also get around this way, which is cool. There's not much around here, just some lockers and things. And our little library, which is brighter than the Earth's crust, apparently. Now, down on this side, we have the canteen. This is probably where you'd be trying to spend most of your time, you know, eating all the food that the school has to offer. So this is where you get it one by one, you get your food. And of course, this kitchen as well must have cost an absolute fortune. Like, this is about $5,000 on its own. But I love the canteen. It's actually one of my favorite rooms, which you wouldn't think from a canteen. Well, actually, yeah, you would. You guys know I love my food. Let's be real with it. As we head upstairs, the first room directly here is the principal's office. I thought putting a calendar would be well here. I mean, I don't know why it's suddenly April 2023. Wait. What year is it right now? And then I also put the cheer tryouts as well, because maybe the principal wants to try out. Over on this side, we have one of the toilets, although this is sort of the interrupted one. And it's basically just what you'd expect from some simple toilets. This room I'm going to show first, because it's the music room, which you just saw me do. Music makes choices that help you and others learn. Ain't that the truth, darling? I love that there's trophies everywhere. It really shows the expertise of the teacher, which is moi. And then, of course, next door, we have the English classroom. Welcome to English class. Please find a seat and await your teacher. And honestly, I love the views out of these windows. I thought it might look weird having all of this strange architecture, but it's absolutely beautiful. So we only have a mere 2 more rooms. Technically 3 if we look at the other toilets up here. These are the other toilets. Then we have maths class, which is basically the same as English class, so we don't really need to look at this one too much. And finally, we have art class, which, whoa! Now over here, I decided to display some of the kids' work. As you can see, some people are a lot more talented than others. And then I couldn't help myself. We had to put good old Bob Ross. Hello, darling. Look at your beautiful painting and that gorgeous green. That does conclude, though, my middle school. Hopefully you guys liked it, and I hope that your first days back to school have been good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!